Hello everyone! So let's think for a second. Frontiers is in my top 10 Sonic games of all time. Great game, but definitely held together by duct tape and glue. The point of this video is to advocate for a definitive edition of the game. I think Frontiers could benefit from a re-release that is exclusive to next-gen hardware, such as the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S, and now, the Nintendo Switch 2. Without further ado, let's begin. My first issue with Sonic Frontiers is its presentation when it comes to the UI and graphical issues. I don't mind the title screen, but after years of playing this game, they could update it to have more to it. They could have the game's logo over environmental footage of the Starfall Islands. Obviously, the pop-in. That's been the issue everybody's been talking about months before release since the IGN footage days. At this point, that should be fixed with dynamic LOD, or level of detail, which is a method developers use to make certain things that are far from the camera of a game have less polygons, so that rendering more polygons will naturally come to the surface if the camera is close to them. It's something they've been doing since Super Mario 64. Frontiers already has a futuristic technology aesthetic to it, so it wouldn't be noticeable, and it would help make the game look really good to people who were hesitant to buy in the first place. Now with Update 2 of the DLC, the game started to implement more momentum-based physics into the controls. That's great, especially if they want to slightly improve on it to test how they can master those physics in Frontiers 2. But they leave it up to the players to change the settings. I like the option, and I appreciate that Sonic Team gives us the choice to change the settings to our liking, but I want it to be a default setting that Sonic Team recommends, so that'd probably be the one they will use as a standard for the controls in Sonic Frontiers 2. It would be great to get early feedback for the next game if they were to do that. One of the most common things you will see in open games these days is a mini-map attached to the corner of the screen. Now, one of the biggest gripes with Frontiers is that it's a collectathon in a huge world, and it doesn't have a minimap, so I'm constantly doing adding a minimap would definitely keep the flow of the player's gameplay intuitive, although there should be an option for players to turn it off. Hey, I love the Titans in Frontiers because they're epic, but they peak at Rival in my most honest opinion. I don't know, Knight feels rushed to me. What makes me think this way is whenever we get to the session where we have to ride his shield, it feels buggy and unfocused. So I think improving on it where it's on rail physics gameplay will be better, especially preparing the missiles before we crash the shield back to the Titan's face. Supreme definitely needs an upgrade since there are cut QTEs that he can incorporate back into the fight. Also, give him his rings back. He needs a Red Bull. Supreme, when he's controlled by the end, definitely needs to telegraph to the player that you have to quick step to take off the cord. Now I want them to be more costumes for not just Sonic, but for the rest of his friends as well. I don't know why Frontiers didn't go crazy with that. Also, Chrono's Island was supposed to be composed of Rhea and Oronos before it was split into the final game. Now I think for this edition of the game, you either combine it into one island again, or just make Rhea and Oronos distinctly different. Like the grass and trees in Rhea reflect the colors you see in autumn, and Oronos is set in white or gray grasslands. Again, not needed, but something to get thought. Now here's why I would make buying Frontiers again worth it for old time players. A demo of Sonic Frontiers 2. Final Fantasy and Resident Evil are known to provide demos of future releases in the current game to build hype. A definitive edition of Frontiers having a demo of Frontiers 2 will be great not just to build hype in the next follow-up game, but also a chance for Sonic Team to get early feedback for the demo. This will be really beneficial if Frontiers 2 is set to release in 2027, and to compensate we have Sonic Frontiers Plus to hold us over while also allowing us a glimpse of Frontiers 2. That's what I want to see in a Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition. Not really much, but something to think about. What do you guys think? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Also, Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition could be $40, because you know, people are buying a game they already have many times over. That's what I call variable pricing.